With the release of Blade Runner 2049 on Blu-ray and DVD, I got a chance to interview director Denis Villeneuve and VFX supervisor Paul Lambert about one of the most interesting, startling scenes in the film, which, as it turns out, is probably one of the most complicated sex scenes ever created. Director Denis Villeneuve explains that the only way Blade Runner 2049's lead character, Kay, has been touched is with violence. His only romantic relationship is with Ana de Armas's holographic Joy, but her lack of physicality leaves the relationship incomplete, until, around halfway through the movie, Villeneuve and his screenwriters find a way for them to complete it. Joy enlists the help of Mackenzie Davis's pleasure replicant Mariette as a surrogate body, around which Joy wraps her image. The merge scene, as the film's creators call it, is equal parts beautiful and eerie in a way that can't quite be pinned down, a microcosm of the movie's own paranoid presentation of what it is, or isn't, to be human. It was also, according to Villeneuve, probably the most complicated sex scene ever filmed, with work taking place over a full year from initial choreography to completion. Unlike most effect-heavy scenes, however, the moment isn't about drawing the viewer's eye away from the actors, but occasionally quite literally into them. Villeneuve wanted us to see Kay's confusion, Joy's love, and Mariette's detachment. To capture that range of emotions, the only major CGI work was in how the two actresses' images were layered onto one another. Up until that point, incredibly, this is a practical effect. Created without the use of green screen or motion capture, the set was instead rigged with 4 extra cameras, which were later used to interpret the room and the actors inside it as a 3D model. The scene was run through with de Armas and Davis, each choosing which of their 2 characters would be leading the movements of this chimeric lover as the scene progressed, but leading was the easy part. The second actress would have to recreate those movements with astonishing precision, not least because you realise while watching that the second actress often isn't attempting to recreate the other's movements, but perform them just late enough to be perceptible to the viewer, creating a realistic effect of one woman leading the other. 3D models of both actresses were then created using the multi-camera footage, allowing for the more complex visual feats on show to be performed and small movement tweaks to be made. But Villeneuve was adamant that the scene be a merge between real photography and CGI. He says that he wanted it to have a kind of analog quality, that it could be a photographic process, not Star Wars-like and digital. He wanted it to be as organic as possible. The particular process he wanted to replicate was double exposure, a technique that allows one image to be superimposed over another on the same film, creating a new image in the process. Villeneuve wanted the effect to create a third woman, someone he describes as erotic, attractive, and frightening. In a film that was creating instantly iconic images as early as its teaser trailers, it's amazing that such a comparatively understated scene can feel so startling. Effects are so often used to create impossible landscapes or accentuate action, but this is quite different in how quiet and intimate the effect feels. So how does Villeneuve feel about the finished scene? The exacting double filming, the lack of digital shortcuts, the year of VFX back and forth, all for just 5 minutes of movie. Is creating the most complicated sex scene of all time worth the effort? Villeneuve laughs and says, quite simply, I'm really proud of it. If you want more Blade Runner, check out our review or 9 WTF questions answered by the director.